Hello and welcome to One United, a sad day for Manchester United fans across the globe. Ronaldo might be heading to Manchester City, and although we have had a decent UCL draw, but I'm just shocked. I'm out of words right now. कुछ है नहीं बोलने को बहुत weird feeling है क्योंकि I understand Ronaldo's perspective क्योंकि he has a major chance of winning uh, Premier League. Premier League is almost secured if he moves to Manchester City, and he can also win the Champions League with the team that they have. And he is desperate to leave Juventus. United should come in, but we don't really know. Another bid has been made for Kylian Mbappe by Real Madrid, 170 million plus $10 million bonus, 10 million euro bonus. That is the news straight from Fabrizio Romano. So you can very well say it's uh, पत्थर की लकीर बोलते हैं जैसे हिंदी में वो है कि फेब्रिजियो रोमानो ने बोल दिया है तो इट्स ऑलमोस्ट डन एंड इट शुड बी डन एंड आई होप दिस इज द लास्ट बिट क्योंकि रियल मैड्रिड ने शायद फाइनल स्टेटमेंट दे दिया है कि दिस इज द लास्ट बिट दे आर गोइंग टू डू दिस समर एटलीस्ट किलियन एम्बापे ओनली वांट्स रियल मैड्रिड दैट्स आल्सो आउट देयर उसको और कोई क्लब जाना ही नहीं है दैट इज फॉर श्योर अ गिवन we'll talk to Wally about this Wally, how's the feeling? Ronaldo to City, man. I never thought I'd see this day where I'd be saying this, but it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. If it happens, I can't watch the Premier League after that. Ronaldo playing for Manchester City. I have basically all my life been a Ronaldo fan. I was a Rooney fanboy initially, and I'm still a Rooney fanboy through and through for Manchester United. But when it came to the GOAT debate, I'll always put Cristiano Ronaldo ahead of Lionel Messi. And now my argument would be having some kind of problem, I think.
Well, yes. I remember 2 or 3 days ago when I actually broke the news in our WhatsApp group, you were in disbelief that it's not going to happen. But as per several sources, it's inching closer and closer. And even if it doesn't happen, for him to even consider
Two, three
joining
years
Manchester
ago?
City.
2, 3 years ago?
No,
Two,
two,
three
three
years
days
ago, you
ago
said?
I said 2, 3 days ago when I broke the news on
Okay.
our WhatsApp group, you were in disbelief that
No,
he will not join,
nah,
and he's inching closer to
I
that.
knew. No, I am still in this. That I'll not believe it till the day I see him holding the blue jersey.
Huh,
I'll not
I
believe it
get that.
because
I get that. But the thing is, he's already he had even if the move falls apart, let's say, उसने मैनचेस्टर सिटी को कंसिडर किया है. He has considered Manchester City, and even
but
that, like,
United were offered. I am yes.
no,
He
I
has
get
to be
that.
blamed. United were offered Ronaldo, but Manchester City are the only realistic option right now. Oh,
Hmm.
one chance that can arise right now is that
Right.
Jorge Mendes is in Paris. Paris में उसका एजेंट है. तो अगर अभी जो किलियन एम्बापे वाली डील है वो कंफर्म हो जाती है इफ इन द नेक्स्ट
Hmm.
फ्यू आवर्स जो हो भी सकता है
Ronaldo might,
बिकॉज वन
yeah,
सेवन
head towards
तो
PSG.
तो बिकॉज मेंडेस इज इन पेरिस सो समथिंग कैन हैपन स्टिल क्योंकि अभी तक सिटी ने कोई बिड करी नहीं है अभी तक वहां तक बात पहुंची नहीं है सो अभी देर इज स्टिल चांस आई स्टिल थिंक कि अगर सिटी का मूव जैसे मटेरियलाइज होने लगेगा I think Sir Alex and Manchester United would come in. I can't believe that they would just let Ronaldo go to City without even trying. I am in disbelief. I would not consider Ronaldo a Manchester City player till the time I see him in the blue jersey because many things have happened in football and especially with someone like Ronaldo and Manchester United involved, I don't think it is going to be an easy transfer. So I won't believe this till the day I see him
And you
actually
know,
holding the blue jersey.
and although quite a few United fans are quite divided on this, like they were big fans of Ronaldo and now they're hating on him. But let's be a little unbiased over here. And अगर हम
Yeah.
देखा जाए from retrospect, I think it might also be a smoke screen, like you said. कि Florentino Perez knows that Ronaldo. There is a possibility that PSG might get Ronaldo, and for that to happen,
Mhm.
they will have to sign Mbappe, so that एक तरीके के wages वहां से कम होगी, and then they can afford Ronaldo on the other hand. And it would be a wet dream for like every like I've said before, FIFA player, Pro Evolution player, or even a or even a PSG faithful that Ronaldo and Messi play in the same team. But as of now, and
God
another
damn.
thing that I've seen,
And another thing, the UCL draw is happening. All this is breaking in front of me. And
hmm,
Manchester City and PSG are in the same group.
right,
So you can't write this shit up. ये गेम
it's
क्या
written in
हो
the
सकता
stars.
है? ये गेम क्या हो सकता है? Football is
You,
weird, man. Football
the
is
thing is,
weird. I never thought I'd see this day, but here we
the
are.
thing is, what I've heard from like what I've seen from Fabrizio Romano's tweet is that Manchester City don't seem as much like as interested as Ronaldo and George Mendes are to move to Manchester City
Yuri
because
Mendes,
they want
yes.
to, I don't know, for some reason they want to focus on Gabriel Jesus. And the other thing is Cristiano Ronaldo is not a Pep Guardiola type of player. Like when you talk about pressing and when you talk about the tiki taka 1-2 passes, you can't expect Ronaldo to do that. He's a dribbler, he's a finisher. Like in fact, as a matter of fact, Pep Guardiola is actually quite fine without a centre forward. He won the league last season without a centre forward. So I think I think we should be reading between the lines. Probably, I think there might be PSG
We are
coming into
reading
play
too
sooner.
much, I think.
PSG might actually step in. और दूसरी बात ये है कि I understand why people will get hurt over here because, like, if let's say Ronaldo gets finally signs for Manchester City, he ends up winning the Premier League,
He's going to be
and
the top scorer. He's going to be the top
and
scorer.
no,
He's
no,
going to go
see,
down
yeah, I know,
probably as the
I get that,
Premier Champions League winner for them.
I get that, and yeah, exactly, that's my point. You know, how would it feel for a United fan that Manchester City's first
Yeah.
ever Champions League win comes through Cristiano Ronaldo? It would be like a serious backstab, like regardless of
Yeah,
what we say,
man.
because
It
we've
is.
been
This is
like
going
they've
to be
been
worse than Carlos Tevez. This is going to be worse than
actually,
Carlos
yes,
Tevez.
actually, because over the years, the thing is that over the years he has such a global fan base as a fan base at Ronaldo that there were some United plastic United fans who shifted their loyalties from United to Real Madrid
Yeah,
when he moved
many,
there.
many, many. The
And
reason I started supporting Real Madrid, one of the reasons why I started supporting
like
Real Madrid in the La
as a
Liga
second league.
was because, yeah,
Yeah,
was because of Cristiano Ronaldo. It's very obvious. मतलब and not only me, बहुत सारे यूनाइटेड फैंस ने लॉयल्टी शिफ्ट करी जब क्रिस्टियानो रोनाल्डो का ट्रांसफर हुआ रियल मैड्रिड को एटलीस्ट फॉर द ला लीगा obviously for
yeah.
as a club Manchester United is the first and foremost but I think this is this is heartbreaking. I can't wrap my head around it. That's why we have to come live because this is so big. You can't really. And the news is so big that it almost dwarfed Mbappe's transfer news. Mbappe, it was all over Twitter everywhere. Mbappe, 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 Mbappe. Even Fabrizio was saying just now he was live on his Twitch, and he was saying that from the
Hmm.
past, I don't know how many days we've been constantly bombarded with Kylian Mbappe questions. But when Cristiano Ronaldo and City thing broke, everybody went Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Cristiano. They have had almost a million DMs about Cristiano Ronaldo. So that is the kind
You
of
know what? The
nobody.
reason I think
Yeah,
the reason why the re-
Jorginho became UEFA's best player, UEFA best player of the year. Nobody cares.
Jorginho, yeah,
No,
it's
nobody cares.
seriously, honestly,
It's a big news. It's a big news, but nobody
hmm,
cares right now. Everybody is Cristiano Ronaldo, Mbappe, Cristiano Ronaldo, Mbappe, because this transfer window, this could turn into one of, if not the craziest transfer window ever, because two goats of the game, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, changing clubs, along with a player like Kylian Mbappe, who is touted to be the future superstar, the future throne holder of these two, and with someone like Manchester City spending 100+ million on Jack Grealish, Sancho coming to United, this could be. I've not seen anything like this in quite a while. The last
yeah,
craziest thing I saw was if I'm not wrong, the when Fernando Torres left Liverpool to join Chelsea. That was the last time there was so much hype because he was at the top of his game then, and he was leaving that club, the club that gave him all the attention, all the love and support, and that was a big thing because that I remember that transfer window was also because Weasley Snyder news was also around that, I think, when he first
hmm.
wanted to leave. I'm not quite sure, but it was a crazy transfer window as far as I remember.
Well, yes,
But
I had this
this is
expectation that. I
this is
had an
transcending
expectation.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is transcending
I,
everything that I've ever seen.
I had an expectation that it would turn out to be crazy because, and let's not forget that there were some other superstars that were in the transfer. Like there was speculation that they might be having to move from their club. For example, Paul Pogba, Harry Kane, and
Yeah,
like these were two other names, Erling Haaland. And these three players will be in the limelight in the next transfer window as well, and it's going to be crazy next season as well. But yeah, like you said, I think what's happening right now is unparalleled, and I just hope he doesn't sign for Manchester City because that would be too difficult for us to digest. Although, like there are some United fans who always say that Ronaldo is a good. I did support Ronaldo. Like I always thought that he was like our best player. But as the years went by, and I actually saw a lot of Lionel Messi, I actually changed my priorities, and I was like, okay, fine. I know who I like more over here when in terms of technicality, but that's a whole different argument altogether. Like Ronaldo
that
was,
is different.
whenever
Ronaldo
he
is
came, he went.
Ronaldo is a different beast. Messi
Yeah,
is a different
because
beast. Ronaldo is a different beast.
Ronaldo, when he came to us, like first of all, he won the Ballon d'Or. Like Ballon d'Or after
Yeah,
who was it? Who was the last one to win it? Was it George Best? Yes, it was George Best.
George
So
Best or
like
Dennis
after
Law.
years, it was either
Between the
of them. But
two.
the thing is that
Yeah,
after years and years and years, we finally got our golden boy over there. He made us win the
yeah.
Champions League. He scored 40 plus goals, and you have all the fond memories there. But I hope, like I've said, I just hope that he doesn't move to Manchester City. And I think, like I've said, although like there have been pretty much like there have been reports that he might go there, but I think like we should read between the lines, and PSG might actually be his destination. You never know, and that might be like checkmate for PSG
Okay,
because
so
there's no one in
Dennis
hell
Law.
that.
Dennis Law went in 1964.
Hmm,
Bobby Charlton in 1966 because of the England World Cup thing, and
okay,
George Best in 1968. So the last one
yeah.
was George Best. Yes.
So yeah, so after like 4 decades, you could say it was Cristiano Ronaldo who won.
Yeah,
So,
because
anyways,
that was the peak. That was the peak
hmm,
of United after Dennis Law, and I think there was the golden generation. Obviously, uh, when the tragedy happened, tragedy of Munich. That was one team which could have won. I don't know how many trophies, because that
I
was
yeah.
one generation that could have won everything. That didn't happen. Then there was a law. There's a huge gap, and then Cristiano Ronaldo won it. So yeah, it was a big thing then.
I wish he was being linked to Barcelona instead of City because Real Madrid fans would have gone crazy. But it's
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't have
Well,
cared. I wouldn't have
yeah,
cared.
we seriously wouldn't have cared.
Uh,
It would have been perfectly fine. But
I
yeah, let's see what
I see.
happens.
मैंने कुछ Real Madrid fans को खुश होते देखा because they are like Cristiano fanboys. They're like
Hmm.
we are excited because City is a great team. You can't discount the fact that City are an amazing team. But it's
I
just
don't know.
that as a United fan,
Pep
if
Guardiola doesn't fancy him much. I don't think so. He's gonna move there.
they had a
I honestly
scuffle,
don't.
he pushed Guardiola away during Clasico.
Yeah, I
There
remember
was a
that.
huge fight that broke due to Cristiano Ronaldo pushing Pep
Hmm.
Guardiola. So it's crazy. It's crazy how things happen in football. मेरे को अभी भी
Like
believe नहीं हो
all,
रहा है.
it, it might just be his
I
agents.
probably won't believe.
It might just be
It
his
might
agent
be
pulling the strings.
yes, yes. Isn't pulling the strings to finally excite something
You know,
out of say United, because this might also be a case of because City specifically being targeted as the destination might also be a case for United to finally get into action, because United wouldn't be interested if he goes to somewhere else, but in Premier League, especially to Manchester City if he goes. This would, because see, Ronaldo going to City wouldn't have been that much of a big deal if United were on top. It's
hmm,
City who were on top for the past decade or so. Okay, and with that there comes a lot of pressure for Manchester United, and not only there comes a lot of pressure, there also comes the kind of say need for someone to bring United up. And everybody would hope that Ronaldo would come in and bring United up back to their former glory. But if he goes to City, it's a statement signing for City. this would be the change of guard in England as well as in Manchester. Because if Ronaldo goes to City, you can very well be sure that he's going to win the Premier League. You can very well be sure that he's going to be the top scorer. I think he's going to be the top scorer if he goes, because he's going to play the striker, that's for sure. He's going to play as the sole goal scorer. And with the
You know,
delivery of Jack Grealish
you know
and Kevin De
what?
Bruyne,
Yeah.
along with the kind of midfield that City have, it's going to be unbelievable. He's going to have probably one of the best seasons. Everybody would be shocked because Ronaldo is now back on top after so much time. He'll probably win the Ballon d'Or. You never know. You never know. And that will be a statement signing. That will be the change of guard. That will show that United are no longer the top dog, and that is what I fear the most. It's not the signing. If United were on top and we had our star players done and dusted, if we were winning Premier League and Champions League left, right, and center, nobody would have cared if Ronaldo went to City. When Dennis Law went to City, City weren't the biggest team. When someone
Schmeichel.
like Schmeichel went to City, City weren't the bigger team. City were
When
just a
Tevez
team.
went, they were actually on the up.
They were challenging, but they had money. But
Yeah.
Tevez had his differences, so still arguable. But Ronaldo going to Manchester City with the climate that we are in, because United are finally looking like a team that can challenge. With Ronaldo going to City, it will be a huge morale boost to Manchester City, and it will be a huge push down for United. I fear that. मुझे इसका बात का डर है कि because some players say if we take the context of cricket, ठीक है, and जैसे मुंबई रणजी का लेते हैं, आईपीएल का नहीं लेंगे, रणजी का जैसे विराट कोहली सबसे बड़ा प्लेयर डेली का. If Virat Kohli goes and starts playing for Mumbai in the Ranji, that will actually break things. मतलब chaos हो जाएगा, riots हो जाएंगे मैनचेस्टर में, वैसा हो जाएगा अगर रोनाल्डो सिटी जाता है. This is going to be probably the biggest transfer window. If Ronaldo moves, I'd prefer him to not go anywhere and stay in Juventus, but that is not for his personal reasons, because if he wants to win titles, he needs to leave Juventus, that is for sure. And it's just that I have received the Kylian Mbappe news, so I'm still in a better position. 1 hour before this, I was down bad because because ऐसा लग रहा था कि रोनाल्डो almost जाए, क्योंकि everybody was saying Ronaldo. There were some reports that United are also being offered, but with Kylian Mbappe news breaking, and we'll talk about this now. Kylian Mbappe has for Kylian Mbappe, Real Madrid have come in and they have made a fresh bid of 170 million euros plus 10 million euros bonus, and this is the final bid from Real Madrid for this transfer window. और अभी तक ये लग रहा है कि शायद पीएसजी से एक्सेप्ट कर ले. इफ पीएसजी एक्सेप्ट करती है, this is going to be remarkable for PSG and for Real Madrid. Also, Ronaldo situation would open up for PSG, and everybody would like Messi, Ronaldo, and Neymar playing together. So this is also going to be interesting.
Yes, I think the reason why PSG rejected the first bid, just again, पहले भी कह चुका हूँ, is because they need more money so that they could actually fund the Ronaldo move and they could actually pay his wages. And PSG would only sell Kylian Mbappe if they're quite certain that they'll be getting someone of the ilk of Cristiano Ronaldo. And if that does happen, like we're getting all that news that City are interested in all that and all. I think it's just like I've said, it's a false alarm. It's basically the agent making other clubs and PSG more particularly aware that he's in the market, so you could actually sign him. And I know that, and deep down, I think even Ronaldo knows. Like, I don't think he's going to join the City, even though like they're pretty, like there are rumors over there. I don't think City are much interested in him. So PSG का यही है कि
No, 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 no,
Mbappe,
no.
if he
City are
leaves,
interested. City are interested. City are trying to finesse a free transfer.
they're trying to get him for
Juventus are
free.
Juventus are
They
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to pay. They don't want
Juventus
to pay 30 million. Yeah,
yes,
that's the
yes,
thing.
yes.
But the 30 million
They
is peanuts for them. If they wanted to get the guy,
peanuts
they
for
could have
them.
got him.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this is working for them, because they are willing
Exactly.
to they are willing to offer 150 million plus for Harry Kane, who is like 28, 29. Ronaldo is what, 36 right now? So and he's a multiple. proven winner. Harry Kane has choked multiple times.
I think
Ronaldo
I
is a
think
proven goal scorer as well. At least for 2 years, he'll provide you goals. That is a given. So I'm not quite sure why are people saying that Manchester City are not willing to pay 30 million is nothing for them, especially 30 million
that's
euros
because
is nothing for them.
something else is cooking somewhere else. That's why, and that's
Yeah,
the reason why I feel City haven't made a bid for him, because 30 million, like you've said, it's nothing for them. If it was Lionel Messi in the market, definitely they would have put a bid in, because Pep Guardiola is like a massive lover of Lionel Messi, and it was quite unfortunate for him to realize that Lionel Messi was in the market after they immediately announced Jack Grealish,
after
because
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
he definitely would have gone
He
for him,
definitely would have. He would have.
and
He would have.
he
They would have
definitely would
not
have
paid
gone for him. But
money. They
mm,
would have not paid the money for Jack Grealish. They would have signed Messi in the camp position, and they would have went for Harry Kane for I don't know how much money.
it's a battle of two sheikhs right now, a sheikh from UAE and a sheikh from Qatar. So it's
Qatar,
like
yeah.
an El Clasico of its own at this moment. Like, who are you going to
So
sign? We're going to sign this player
it's
and all
going to be an El Clasico in the Champions League as well.
that.
Manchester City versus
Yeah,
PSG.
yeah. Some people might be saying that it's ruining football. At the same time, it is exciting. You will get to see the best of players. It'll basically be like an all-star team. So you just have
Yeah,
to see what happens. And if
the
that, and you know what's the best
Galactico
thing? If that
2.0,
you know
Galactico 2.0.
what the best thing is, that if that all-star team loses or crashes out of a tournament, it'll be massive. It would be
My
fun to just make
God,
fun. Yeah,
my God.
like, you won't be able to forget it. You'll make fun of them 24/7. So that's something which is in your books.
There'll be no PSG, there'll be no PSG or Manchester City fans in sight
But
if they have to go out.
For Mbappe, I would like to say that
But
the thing is that he.
it's funny. It's funny I'm if I'm not mistaken. The thing with Manchester City and PSG, they are in same group, right? And we were touting them uh, to be the two clubs who will be running for the Champions League. And right now, what is looking like is Manchester City and PSG. If they both go through their group, they'll probably meet in the final only. If they both go through, that is. So
I
this is
hope one
going
of
to
them get
be
knocked out.
very.
It'll be fun. But
But if they
Mbappe
both
to
go,
Real Madrid,
if they both go through from their group, I don't think they are stopping before the final.
and
I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but they have Leipzig and Club Brugge, the other two in the group.
hmm,
So yeah, man, it's just that I don't see. Okay, so let me share the Champions League draw with whoever is watching or listening.
yeah, let's also talk about the
And
United group.
yeah,
Hmm.
uh, I'll just I'll just share the screen for UEFA Champions League. And yeah, are you able to see it? Yes. So this is the group, and we see Group A, that is Manchester City, Paris, Leipzig, Club Brugge. Group B, we have Atletico Madrid, we have Liverpool, we have Porto, Milan. This is, I think, it is going to be the group of death. Milan will have it really, really difficult. Porto, Atletico, Liverpool, Atletico, top teams. Porto, the team which eliminated Juventus last time, and they'll again come in with a strong mindset. Group C is going to be a Sporting, that is Sporting Lisbon, Dortmund, Amsterdam, Ajax, and Besiktas. Group D is in. I think Group C, Dortmund and Ajax will probably have it easy. Group D is Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Sheriff. This is a new inclusion in the Champions League, so this is also going to be interesting. Inter Milan, with the time that they are having, with everybody leaving, and with the club in debt, where they settled their debt by the sale of Romelu Lukaku. This is also going to be interesting. Group E, it's Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica, and Dynamo Kiev. Barcelona, oh my God, you poor souls. Group F is Villarreal, Manchester United, Atlanta, and Young Boys. We'll talk about this. Group G is Losk, that's Lille, Sevilla, Salzburg, Wolfsburg. Group H is Chelsea, Juventus, Zenit, and Malmo. So there you have it. That's the draw, and I'll just retweet this as well. This is going to be an interesting group stage because we have some tough groups, man. We have some fantastic games at hand, and with things going as they are, I'm sure this is going to be an interesting Champions League because the way we are looking at the groups right now and the way transfers are shaping up. Oh my God, this is going to be some Champions League.
The good thing is that finally we have not got a difficult group, because for the last two seasons, like the season before that also, we had a difficult sort of a group. We made it through.
Money Lane,
No,
we have a
we
comment.
didn't make it
We
through.
have a
Like,
comment. We have a comment.
mm.
Are you United fans? Yes, we are United fans. This is a channel which has content regarding Manchester United and European football. So if you are interested, please care to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and you can ask your questions as well.
And do let
Yeah,
us know where you're
good
from.
thing. Yeah,
And
do let
yeah,
us know.
talking about United, I think this has to be like one of the easiest groups that we've got, and thankfully so, because when we talk about cup fixtures and uh, we always have a difficult time more often than not, in contrast to Manchester City. But finally, Manchester City have PSG in that group, so that might turn out to be really interesting. But yeah, United का ये है कि the one thing that I can guarantee is finally हम Europa League नहीं खेलेंगे. We'll advance into the round of 16 by
Don't
the
say
looks of
that.
it.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
And
Don't say
man, I'm
that. Don't
confident, man.
jinx it.
We have a really good team now. I don't think that.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah,
Don't jinx it.
Atlanta might be a tricky fixture, but young boys and
Don't
what
jinx
was
it.
the other team?
But Villarreal,
Oh yes,
Villarreal, you
Villarreal.
better watch out,
No,
you
no,
sons of bitches. You sons of
you see
bitches.
what you see what's gonna happen to Villarreal now that there's no pressure on United and it'll be a group fixture. You just take a look at what's gonna happen at Villarreal.
Oh my
How
God,
they're
I
gonna
was
social
waiting.
mind.
I should have recorded a video just after the Europa League because I
Then I
saw
hope
their players. Yeah, I saw their players. What was
More,
the name of the guy? The bearded one who was
Moreno.
saying
No, it
Moreno.
was
Yeah, I
Moreno
remember.
or
I
no,
remember.
someone else.
Gerard
It was
Moreno.
someone else,
Gerard
I guess.
Moreno. Gerard Moreno, I think.
No, it was
But
a former Liverpool player. I forgot what his
yeah,
name
yeah,
was.
yeah,
Anyways,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Alberto Moreno or Gerard Moreno? Out of the two,
I guess it. I don't know. And let's just forget it. Anyway, it was a former Liverpool player who's not even relevant at the moment. So he was, he was actually taking
yeah, he was
a
saying
Mickey.
he was talking a
Yeah.
lot. He was talking a lot. Yeah.
So yeah, finally we might get our revenge over here. But yeah, it's a good chance to progress, and with the personnel that we have, and we're talking about all these transfers right now. Let's not forget to talk about Scott McTominay over here. Scott McTominay has a
Yeah.
surgery to undergo, and this just emphasizes the fact that we
Alberto
need
Moreno.
a
His name is
defensive.
Alberto Moreno.
Alberto
Alberto
Moreno,
Moreno.
yeah,
I was right.
Alberto Moreno. So I was talking about McTominay. So like I was said, like I was saying that
Yeah,
he's out
yeah,
injured.
yeah, please.
He'll be getting surgery, and now there's a desperate need of a defensive midfielder, because if you start
William,
Matic
yeah.
day in day out, you forget about progressing in the Premier League or even in the Champions League. Donny van de Beek, it's going to be interesting to see. Finally, he might get his opportunity. He might get a run of games, but once again, Donny van de Beek is that sort of a midfielder who could not only sit. Like, people might have their arguments that he's not a CDM, he's not a central midfielder. I think if you can try him out at central midfield, you can just it could work. I don't think he's going to be any worse. And but if there's a time of needing a defensive midfielder, it is right now, because McTominay is injured, and there are talks of us going for Saul Niguez or Kamavinga. They are also not completely of that ilk when we talk about a defensive midfielder, but these are the two midfielders that we are being linked to. And how many days are remaining? I think 5 or 6 days are remaining in the transfer window. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And Fabrizio Romano
Yeah,
said that the only way that we'll be
it's yeah. Please
Fabrizio
continue.
Romano Fabrizio Romano said that the only way that we'll be signing a player is if we let someone off the hook from our squad. Like if we sell Jesse Lingard or Nemanja Matic, that might enforce us to get someone new from another club. But there is a need. We were talking about John Murtaugh and Murtaugh madness, and probably the Glazers have had a change in heart, but they're still the same, because they did get Jadon Sancho, a player who we needed last season, and Rafael Varane. And as a result of that, they're now selling a lot of shirts because these two players are quite popular around the globe. And the need of the hour right now for Manchester United is a central defensive midfielder because Paul Pogba, he's having a really good time higher up the pitch. And if he has to say higher up the pitch, you can't just start Fred McTominay or Fred or Matic. That's not sustainable in the long run at all. So I just hope
Yeah,
we go for someone. But looks of it, I'm not positive at all. But one could only hope.
one could only hope. And you were talking about this United versus Villarreal in the group stage. We'll talk about it in more detail now. And yeah, the group stage draw is done. United have a fairly relatively easier group. Although we have Atlanta, which is a tricky opposition, we have lost to Villarreal in the Europa League final. That cannot be discounted. But I was waiting for this. I somehow knew that the day it happened. I think I talked about this to you as well. I don't know. Someone I talked to this about that. They are going to meet us in the Champions League, I believe, next year, and we'll show them because we were nothing but respectful for Villarreal. I think the players never said anything. There was no altercation on the pitch, but the way Villarreal players, especially that Moreno guy, the way he reacted, I was phased. I was waiting for something to happen because that's not the way you go about your business, especially after you've won the trophy. You have won the trophy, and still you think you need to rub it into the opposition. So yeah, I think there's going to be some event right
I'm actually quite positive that there's a possibility of us topping the group, and that could work in our favor. And
now. Yeah,
yes, Villarreal is going to be an interesting fixture. I hope that we give them a thumping in both legs, and that would be something that all United fans would admire.
yeah. So there could be a thumping in the book for Villarreal, and it'll be quite interesting to see. It'll be some ice to the wounds of last year's Europa League final because you can't really do anything about it. You have not won the trophy; they won the trophy, but it'll be some respite, some kind of revenge if we smash Villarreal. So about the UAL draw, which group do you think is the toughest one right now?
Yeah. Uh, you were talking about Porto, AC Milan, and what was the who like the other two teams? I think that has to be the toughest one. AC Milan,
The Porto
Porto.
one. No,
Yeah,
the Porto one was AC Milan, Liverpool, and Atletico Madrid. This is a yeah, group
yeah.
of
This
death.
is going to be a good one. I think this is
But we
actually a
have
really
quite
good
some.
group.
We have Group E, which has Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica, and Dynamo Kiev. We have Group A that has
Barcelona.
Leipzig.
I think Bayern Munich will easily top that
We
group.
have Group A. We have Group A, which has Leipzig, PSG, Manchester City, and Club Brugge. This is
Okay, this
interesting.
one is also good. But
Group
Leipzig,
H has Group H has Chelsea, Juventus, Zenit, and Malmo. Chelsea are going to top this. They are going to smash everyone, especially with no Ronaldo at Juventus. The easiest I think is the Group G: Sevilla, Salzburg, Wolfsburg, and Lille. Lille, although
mm,
they have come off the back of a very great season, but I think this is going to be the easiest for Sevilla. Sevilla and Lille should go through both of these teams because Lille, I
but I
don't
still,
think they have lost players in this transfer window. Group D is also interesting. Real Madrid, Inter Milan, Shakhtar Donetsk, Sheriff Tiraspol, although they are a new addition, but I believe
mm,
Shakhtar Donetsk are going to give Real Madrid and Inter Milan a tough battle.
but I still feel that Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, and Porto
Yeah, that is
that
obviously that is
that's gonna be
that is going to be the group
because
of death. That is the group
because
of
let's
death.
not forget that Atletico Madrid knocked out Liverpool last season from the Champions League,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
even
So
they'll be
they
smelling
tweeted.
blood.
I think Atletico Madrid tweeted, if I'm not
Yeah, so
mistaken.
did Villarreal. Hello, Manchester United.
Okay,
So
Atletico
did
Madrid said, "Hey LFC, hey LFC." I think.
yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting Champions League season. I really hope that we make it to the quarters or semis and we actually challenge, man. I want us to be. I want us to go deep in this tournament because I
Yeah,
honestly believe we have a
in
good
every
squad.
competition with the squad that we have, we
Yeah, we
should be
should.
going for everything. We should be going.
Like if God forbid we get knocked
Hey,
out of
hey,
the group
there.
stage. It'll be
One sec, one sec,
unacceptable.
one sec, one sec, one second. There, these we meet again, Manchester United. What do you think of our rivals? Deal with them again. We are not rivals of El Professor Alberto Moreno. Get out, Trangatata. Okay, total. It's going to be interesting, especially Villarreal. And yeah, United
Absolutely.
players will have that in mind. United players will have
Yep.
that in mind. You can't do that and just get away with it. Especially players like Marcus Rashford, because he was quite emotional by the end of it, and he'll be ready. Because I think Champions League are matches. I hope Marcus Rashford is fit and back again, especially for the whole of the Champions League. So yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
he's
have
in
to wait and see.
rehabilitation
Yeah,
at the moment, and
yeah.
he should be probably he'll probably be on the bench. Let's just see what
He
happens. But
he'll be back. I think in the first week of October.
mm,
And there's also an interesting news, and it's a big news for footballing world. Manchester City footballer Benjamin Mendy suspended after
mm,
being
mm.
charged with rape and sexual assault. So this is a huge, huge news. We were not talking about this, but we have to. And this is just 2 hours before that the news broke. So this is a huge, huge thing. What do you think about it? And the police statement, I'll read you the police statement. The Crown Prosecution Services has authorized Cheshire Constabulary to charge a man in connection with allegations of sexual assault. Benjamin Mendy, aged 27, has been charged with 4 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. The charges relate to 3 complaints over the age of 16 and are alleged to have taken place between October 22 and August 2021. Mendy of Whitlin Road, Presbury, has been remanded in police custody and is set to appear at Chester Magistrates Court on Friday, 27th August. Cheshire Constabulary and Crown Prosecution Service would like to remind everyone that criminal proceedings against Mendy are live and that he has a right to a fair trial. It is extremely important that there should be no reporting, commentary, or sharing of information online which could in any way prejudice ongoing proceedings. So this is going to be huge. Manchester City might as well go for another player, and because they'll have to shell out. Because Mendy, although he was not a regular player, but he was a squad player. So I think they'll go for a replacement now.
They were letting Zinchenko play on left back, and I think they'll get someone from their academy. I don't think they'll sign. They have the time to sign a left back at the moment. But yes, it's becoming a common trend. Like you look at footballers all around the globe, there is something, some case or the other, be it tax evasion,
Yeah,
be it an assault or a
tax
police
evasion.
officer, be it
Tax evasion is still
okay.
because of
Let's put that aside. But if you talk
yeah,
about this as well, there've been also cases like if you remember Adam Johnson from Manchester City.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
you
Man
know what
City, and he
happened with
played for
this?
Stoke as well. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. I know.
So there were cases of pedophilia over there, and then you have even Karim Benzema was banned from the French national team for a while
Yeah,
as a result of
yeah,
some of the cases that were happening behind the scene. You look at John Terry about what he you look at John Terry what he did with his England teammate, and that was something which wasn't worth mentioning either. But it's becoming a common trend. It's quite unfortunate. Like footballers are now sports athletes in general are basically role models of every young aspirational child you talk about over here because you're watching them on TV, you watch them celebrating the World Cup win or lifting the Champions League trophy. You think that you want to be there, but you do not know what that person is all about, and when you get to hear that this is happening behind the scenes, it's just so unfortunate. Yes, if he is guilty, like the police are saying it over here, then he should be penalized and some strict allegations over there. So let's just see what happens. And yeah, man, it's messed up at the moment.
yeah. It's sad that football has to go through these things, but I guess it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see what the court has to say because this is going to be a trial now. So we'll have to wait for how the proceedings go. We'll talk about Manchester United and their next game in the next live because we still have time for that. It's a Friday right now, and we have a game on Sunday, I think. So we can do
Hmm.
one tomorrow, I think, for the game. We'll hope to bring in someone else. We'll have a fair argument and fair chat. We'll talk about Cristiano Ronaldo thing as well because this is a hot thing. This is developing as we speak. Kylian Mbappe bid has just been confirmed, so this is going to be interesting. I think that's it. We've covered most things, and I think that's it from us at one night. Worry, any final thoughts? कुछ जोड़ना
Yeah.
चाहेंगे आप?
आखिरी thought ये है कि there were a lot of people who were saying that Paul Pogba hasn't been a loyal servant to Manchester United. He's always been talking shit behind behind everyone's back about making a move. And then all of a sudden, everyone's darling Cristiano Ronaldo makes an announcement that I might be moving to Manchester City, and boy, have the opinions changed. And now they might not be actually hating on Pogba anymore because he came to United. He
If
came
you
back.
still hate on Pogba, if you still hate on Pogba after this is going to be.
Did you look at that video that I sent on Instagram?
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah, I saw that.
before
I
the
saw that.
Argentina game? Did you
I saw
just
that.
look
I
at
saw
the
that.
just look at the kind of leader he is, and the kind of
Yeah.
slack that he gets. It's quite sad. Like I know he'll leave Manchester United, but one thing I guarantee is that he'll never join us.
You said against Argentina? Which video?
No, no, I recently sent a video on our group. You just look at that. Yeah, he's giving a speech to his teammates prior to the Argentina game. Versus
That is not
it was in the World Cup. It was in the World Cup.
not the Argentina game. It was not the Argentina game. I know which speech are you talking about in the dressing room, right? In
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
dressing room.
Like he
So
talks about like we don't give a shit about
that is in the
Messi.
final.
Okay, that's a final.
Uh,
No, he said that we don't give a shit about Messi in that. He that's what he
so
mentioned.
okay, so maybe that is another
You
speech
don't take a
because
look at
the
it.
most
You give it a look. Yeah,
the most famous speech was the one where the
before the
one
final.
he
Yeah.
gave yeah no at the halftime of the final because he said something along the lines because we've been here we have lost because they lost to Portugal in the final and France were the favorites. So he comes in and he is like the other team doesn't know. They also want to win, but they don't know how to lose. We know how is it to lose, and that's why we are
Hmm.
going to win it. So then
And
he collects, and I think that is great spirit, and that is something
and
that Manchester United
the
need
other
right
thing,
now.
the other thing we recently saw after our draw against Southampton. Did you see what he said in the post-match conference? He
No,
said that
I didn't
like
see it.
the interviewer told him that you now have an away record that equals Arsenal's invincible away record, like 27 unbeaten
Uh,
games.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, yes, all of that is good, but I honestly do
Uh,
not care about that record. I would actually exchange that record for a Premier League title. So this is the kind of mentality that this guy has. We talk about what he says, what his brother says, what his agent says, but when
I
this
never
is
say
being
that
said,
because I
you know,
know the mentality of
when
Paul Pogba. He wants to
what I'm
win.
saying is when this is being said, this statement hasn't been magnified to that extent of which something which goes against
There,
people.
I think there is some kind of discrimination as well. और इस बारे में आई ओवरलैप पे भी एडम मैकॉला ने गेरी नेवल को घेरा था तो दैट वाज इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज मेरे को भी लगता है समथिंग अलोंग द लाइंस कि अगर हैरी केन ने जो किया इस बार टॉटनहम के साथ उसने
At Paul
रैंसम पे
Pogba,
रखा
at Pogba does
टॉटनहम
that,
को
right?
अगर पॉल पॉगबा वो कर देता ना दे वुड हैव बिहेडेड हिम दे वुड हैव बिहेडेड हिम उसकी सोशली उसको तो मीडिया में लिंचिंग हो जाती है उसकी कैरेक्टर लिंचिंग हो जाती है उसके साथ एंड दैट इज क्वाइट क्लियर बिकॉज हैरी केन उसने रैंसम पे रखा क्लब को ही इज ऑलमोस्ट थ्रेटनिंग द क्लब की मतलब मेरे डिमांड पे तुम छोड़ो मेरे को है और उस पे
Hmm.
डील आ गई है और ये सब बातें कर रहा है तो अगर ये पॉल पॉगबा ने कर दिया होता ना इस टाइप कुछ भाई पॉल पॉगबा को तो एफजीज जल जाती ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड के आगे because
The funny thing is, uh,
there's a section of fans that really hate the guts of players like him.
yeah, they do. Top Reds. There
Uh,
there was actually prior to the game against Manchester City, like 2 or 3 years back, Pep Guardiola actually said that Mino Raiola had offered me Paul Pogba. There
uh,
was quite a bit of a controversy that was created in that press conference. And a day later, Paul Pogba went in and he scored a brace and stopped
Brace,
Manchester City from
yeah,
winning
because
the league that
the
day.
and he had his
So
hair blue. Everybody was saying that,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
my God,
yeah,
is he being
exactly.
linked to City? Yeah,
It's absolutely silly.
I
The
saw
thing
that
is,
game
like,
live. I was
see,
very happy.
everyone knows that we are big Paul Pogba fans, but the thing is that we want equality. Like, people do not have the same energy for other players because they
Yeah,
find it quite easy to
I
slack him.
okay. I see why you criticize Paul Pogba, because yeah, he is inconsistent. But the guy is not so inconsistent that you have to be on his ass every time he does something wrong. And
Hmm.
you're so, and the things he does are world class. No, I have not seen a player like Paul Pogba when he's at his best. And that is a
Rep,
very big
true.
condition, that when he is at his best. That is a big condition. I agree. But you have to give credit where it's due. It's unfair at times, and I really hope that Paul Pogba proves everyone wrong, and Manchester United go all the way in this season.
Yeah, man. And another thing that we should have talked about was my favorite player, who is now. I have no clue what's wrong with him, man. He needs to go to the Himalayas or to the Mount Everest and do some meditation or some shit, man. Because
Send him to me.
it's just so
Send him
sad,
to me.
man. You know what?
Send
You
him
know
to
what?
me.
There's one final thing. Yeah, if you want him to gain confidence, don't start him. When Manchester United is winning 3-0 or 4-0 against a particular team, sub him in so that there's no pressure on that guy. And when he finally scores, that confidence will come in. If you put him from the first minute and expect him to score the first goal,
Nah, man.
that's not going to happen.
No.
That's not going to happen
No, I don't
at
see
this
that. I
moment of
don't
time.
see that.
He doesn't. If you're leading,
ये बहुत
if you're leading 2 or 3-0.
यार no man, it's not about that. It's about ki the season prior to the last one, he was coming off the back of his best ever season at United, and his best ever season probably as a pro. And
Hmm.
the dip is remarkable. It's not
He's
even like
regressed.
it's not even like you have dropped performance up to 50%. It's lesser than 50%, and it's astonishing. I am not someone who has always been flaming Anthony Martial left, right, and center. I give him credit where it's due. I know the quality that he possesses, and I am very certain that he is a great talent. But great talents don't become great footballers. That's a given. You have to work extremely hard, and I think there is the thing that he lacks,
The thing is,
or
I
the
think
hard work bit.
he might
Not off
he might
the
have
pitch,
reached his he,
not off the pitch, on the
he
pitch.
he might have reached his ceiling for Manchester United, but I think it might just turn out to be another Memphis Depay or a Romelu Lukaku scene where he might thrive for another club, probably like Jesse Lingard did for West Ham. I think he might just have to leave for another club. Because at this moment of time, I don't think there's room for improvement here because what for every mistake that he makes, the United fans are on his back, and that's really too hard. You need a new challenge now, and it's very difficult to win fans back because if you score, let's say, 25 to 30 goals, that's the only way that you're going to win your fans back. But that's not going to happen. So I think
No, even if
he might
even
need a
if he
fresh
scores
start.
15 to 80 goals, even if he scores 15 to 18 goals, he'll have the fans on his on he'll
I,
have the fans back with him.
there'll still
But
be
he'll
some who
have
will
to
say that
score.
they need a real number nine.
No,
Yeah,
okay, maybe, but at least he'll not be the flop that everybody is touting him to be. Everybody is saying, "Oh my God, he was supposed," because that has been the story for Anthony Martial ever since the day he came in. We paid like $50 million for him, or 50 million pounds for him almost, and it was a big signing. He was almost like Mbappe at that point when he was with Monaco. What Mbappe was doing for Monaco, Martial was almost the same when he was at
but
Monaco.
uh, but not many people knew about him at that age. Like we didn't know
No,
like
no,
what kind of a
people,
center forward, and he basically burst into the scene for United. That what happened.
no,
That's
no,
what happened in that
no.
season.
People knew of him in the footballing scene, not because Mbappe became a superstar because of the World Cup. That didn't happen for Anthony Martial. That I agree, but he was a player who was being chased by two or three clubs at that point. I remember correctly. So yeah,
I think that, yeah, to conclude, I think the only way to, if like you want him to be a squad player, I think the only thing, if you want his confidence to grow, is like if you're leading 2 or 3-0, bring him on the pitch so that no pressure is on him. He might bag a few and he might turn out to be a decent squad player. Like, he's still talented and a good footballer. I know that. But he might have reached his ceiling at United. It's a difficult road ahead. Let's see what happens, and let's just hope like we climb higher up the league table this time around.
Yeah, let's hope. I don't care about the position as such. I care about the points tally. There should be growth in because I think this is going to be the most competitive league in the past 5 to 6 years that we have seen. Because multiple teams would be challenging. I think City would be challenging. I think Chelsea would be challenging. I think United should challenge. I think Liverpool would be challenging, and not everybody is counting Liverpool in because they're
But
saying,
they
"Oh
will.
my God, when?" But they will be in for the long run. I think. I think the way Tottenham have started, if Harry Kane comes into his own, he can also
Mm,
get you some games where you are in trouble, especially with the top 5, 6. They might not be going for the championship, but they can hinder your chances for the title.
right.
So that is the case with that is going to be the case with West Ham, especially with the signing of Kurt Zuma. They have a solid defender. West Ham, if Lingard goes to West Ham on loan or whatever deal that
Hmm.
comes forward, if that happens, West Ham are going to be one threatening opposition, even for the top 5 teams. Because David Moyes has managed that team really well. Aston Villa are looking really good. Leeds,
Right.
although they lost 5-1, they are a very good side. So
Leicester
there are going
City.
to be Leicester City. There are going to be teams that are going to trouble the top
Mm.
4, 5. So this is going to be one of the most competitive leagues I think we've seen in a while.
Which is why we need a central defensive midfielder, because we need to transition from defense to attack, which is what we lacked in the
Kamavinga
previous
or
game. But
Sol Niguez?
I
Kamavinga
hope
or
so,
Sol
man,
Niguez?
because in the previous game there
Kamavinga
was
or
just
Sol
like
Niguez?
if it were me, I would go for Saul Niguez with a loan option, because
Hmm.
1 year loan
Chelsea are
option.
offering the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be reasonable, because if we get Kamavinga, I do not trust Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at all to give him starts, because the way that he's treated Donny van de Beek and Amad Diallo and Alex Telles, let's be honest, I don't think that he's going to get much starts. He's going to start in the cup games. Right now, we need a regular starter. And I think Saul Niguez is definitely a regular starter. So that's why I would go for a year-long loan for Saul Niguez.
So yeah, I think that's it. We have covered everything we needed to right now. We'll be coming back for the game on the 29th, and we'll be talking about that. I think we'll have to come live again tomorrow, or I don't know. Maybe I hope tomorrow because we'll have a game on 29th. Then we'll have a long break. We have a game against Wolves, who are coming on the back of a defeat against Tottenham Hotspur. So we'll talk about that as well. I think tomorrow will come again. Up until then, I think that's it. Mbappe to Real Madrid, Ronaldo to City. I guess we'll find out. Till then, it's good night. Shabba Khair, Shubh Ratri from me, Paritosh Joshi, and Wali Siddiqui at Man United.